The EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at theeppodcast.com.
Sitting down here with me at the 9-Foot Homemade Oak Bar, back very soon since our last appearance, but it's because we want to talk more about some big things happening in Evergreen Park. Village Clerk Kelly Duffy is down here. How are you?
I'm doing good.
You're the only reason I got off my couch today.
I'm honored.
I tore a calf muscle. From what I've been told, it's not that serious, but it's serious enough that, and I'm a wimp, it's serious enough that I don't want to walk. So coming down the stairs to my downstairs studio was like a big chore for me today. But I did it for you.
Well, thank you.
And then I'm going back to watch something on Amazon Prime.
Thank you.
Afterwards.
I could have brought you an ice pack or something. I don't know.
National Volunteer Week is also next week, Kelly. So later on in this episode, we're going to have a couple of wonderful ladies that are going to come down here to the bar and talk about a place in Evergreen Park that you might not know you can volunteer at, and they have all kinds of opportunities for all ages. This episode of the EP Podcast brought to you by the First National Bank of Evergreen Park, who loves the Evergreen Park community so much they continue to sponsor the EP Podcast to get their message out about the Total Access checking account. You get free ATMs nationwide and a $300 bonus with qualifying activities. That means any ATM you use, do not worry about the fee. They're going to put it back in your account for you, making it free. They have great mobile banking tools, award-winning customer service, no overdraft charges for when you make a mistake. Seriously, there is no reason to have an account with anybody else other than the First National Bank of Evergreen Park, member FDIC. Now let's get to why you're down here. Well, I know that there's a bunch of things going on, but I think one of the things that the village is excited about, you want to talk about, is there is this big garage sale coming up. This is not the Memories to Go thing that happens in the fall every year. This is everybody in the village for like a weekend just brings out their stuff. Like this is going to be like, I mean, I keep trying to picture this in my head, but essentially you're designating 2 days in which if you want to sell your stuff, do it then. And we're looking forward to the possibility of, like, on every block, multiple houses having garage sales.
Yes, I think it'll be a lot of fun. I mean, who doesn't like, going thrifting and stuff like that? So right up front, let me tell you, it's June 7th and 8th. So It's a Saturday and Sunday. 9 to 6, it's the EP Community Garage Sale Days. So if you've ever had a garage sale before, Chris, it's a lot of work.
I've never had one.
It's a lot of work.
And every time I think, here's the thing, every time I think about like having a garage sale or selling my stuff, I start gathering things.
Yeah.
And then they're in a pile. And then I never do it. And then I just throw it all away. Like I get to that point where I do that sometimes where I'll just be like, I don't need this, and I get rid of it. So this is a good idea because I am gathering things again.
Right.
I've noticed it now. It's spring. I'm gathering things, but I have in mind that this garage sale is coming up.
Yes.
And so if I can make it to that weekend in June, what did you say, the 7th and the 8th?
7th and 8th
I can sell stuff out in front of the house.
We were doing some cleaning out on our basement this weekend, and then, or actually last weekend. And, you get to a point where, like, there was stuff I hadn't seen in years. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, but I can't get rid of it. My husband's like, throw it out. I'm like, but there's a garage sale, and there's that saying, like, one person's trash is another's treasure. So
how do you price things in a garage sale? That's the thing I'm trying to figure out. Like, I wonder, like, in my head, I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, if I do this now on the 7th and 8th of June, do I put a sticker on there? Or I was thinking about maybe doing like with some of these items, because I don't know what they're worth. Like maybe do something where it's like, you can buy it now for this price. I'll take the best offer, write it on there, and I'll call you if you're the best offer. Like I'm trying to figure out, how do I maximize my dollars, and what will people spend from my old stuff?
Well, the one thing I've learned, growing up, garage sales were very common. I grew up in Elsep, and they do this in Elsep, and we did a lot of garage sales growing up. Even my aunts and stuff, like we would lug our stuff to our aunt's house if she was having a garage sale on weekend. But I've learned, no matter who you are, there are going to be people that'll haggle. So if you put $5 on it, they're going to say, well, you take 4. So I always keep that in mind. And
so you price high.
So you could. Or
you go, well, I want 5 for it, so I'm going to put $7.50, and when they haggle me, I'll get it for 5.
Or if it's something like you're like, I really don't need this. I should get rid of it, but you really are attached to it. So sometimes I'll price it higher. So I'll be like, oops, it didn't sell. I get to keep it. No.
Well, my thing is also like I have a few things that have like some value.
Yes.
And so I don't want to sell for $5. It'd be like a higher value item. But then I wonder, can you sell something that is, will people be willing to spend bigger money for things at a garage sale?
I have learned that there are people who are like, they just do this. So they are on the search for things, and they'll be willing to spend more for something that is of value because they know what they're looking for.
Okay.
Or you're just the random, Joe like me, who are like, oh, I never knew that I needed this decanter, but I gotta have it. I gotta have it. And it's like, are you gonna be like, okay, if I get rid of my stuff, then I can bring more stuff in the house. I mean, you can kind of have fun with it. I think it's really good for the whole family because our kids don't want to part with their toys.
This is how you get rid of the toys.
And then, they can kind of price their, things to put whatever, if they want to put everything $1 or whatever. And then they have a little money in their pocket to buy a new toy.
Right.
Things like that.
And let's be honest, they didn't pay for those toys to get them.
Exactly.
So they're making money off us. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I should be charging
the parents should get a cut. The first quarter is mine or something.
Right.
But I think it's really cool because you can get the whole family involved. I mean, I know for my dad, I have a lot of tools, and there are people out there you can pick. The things that I hope to find at these garage sales, like I want more free weights. Free weights are very expensive. How many people bought gym equipment or things like that they used a few months?
And they decided to get rid of it now.
So I'm going to be on the lookout for that. So just note to everyone out there. I'm going to be on the lookout for that.
You're looking for gym equipment.
Yeah, but sometimes you want to pick up something really unique. And I actually had some fun and pulled up the most unique treasures.
Okay.
And
are these things that people have found at garage sales, things that people search for?
Yeah, kind of like one of a kind items. Because I think clothes are really popular, especially kids' clothes. I mean, because they charge you so much money for in the stores, you might as well get it for a deal at a garage sale or a thrift shop. But with some of the one of a kind items that people look for or find, my favorite was the creepy dolls. Creepy dolls, like the ones with the eyeballs that kind of follow you.
Oh, yeah. Well, why do you have those in your house to begin with?
I don't know, because then you really wonder. I mean, and, they'd be great for Halloween, autograph memorabilia. I know you got a lot of sports stuff in here.
I do. My favorite one is up here. It's a Frank Thomas autograph rookie card.
Oh,
Back
awesome.
when they told you not to get the cards signed. That used to be the thing when you were a kid. But I had a couple of his rookie cards, and I ran into him at a hotel. And I was kind of searching for him. We were staying in the same hotel as a team. And I got him to sign one of them. And the funny thing is when you look it up, that one's worth more because he doesn't sign a lot of his cards.
Oh, okay.
So it's one of those weird things. So autograph stuff sometimes actually becomes very valuable.
Right. And then so we go to a lot of White Sox games. I know they're not looking so
hot. They're terrible. Did you see how they lost the other night?
Yeah.
They lost the other night with a guy who was came back from the injured reserve just to come around third base as the tying run in a dramatic comeback and blows out his hamstring and can't even make it to home, and he's tagged out.
No, I did miss
They
that.
find new ways
I
to
can't even
lose
look anymore.
all the time.
But that being said, when we do go to a Sox game, we try to go on a promotion night. So, I mean, if my family of 4 all end up going to a Sox game, we do not need 4 bobbleheads. So those are some things that I might sell at a garage sale if Steve allows it.
People like bobbleheads too. There are bobblehead collectors that will go to garage sales.
So I'm hoping that. But some of the funky things on this list was unusual taxidermy. I don't know if anyone
What's unusual taxidermy?
I don't know.
Taxidermy in itself is unusual.
Yes, we had a neighbor that did that growing up.
But if regular taxidermy is like a stuffed, beaver, possum, something like that. What's unusual taxidermy?
I don't know, some kind of exotic animal or a 2-headed snake.
As long as it's not people.
I know. Right. Then we might have a problem. This will be beyond the garage sale days limits. But antique medical models, out-of-date cookbooks, those kind of things. Those could be really cool. I mean, I know a lot of us as far as things, old cameras and stuff, those are all kind of making a comeback.
All that stuff, yeah.
If you can find a Polaroid or something, I know that would be really cool to find. Old board games and things like that. But I think it could be really fun. I mean, I do want to remind everyone that all the rules still apply.
So what are the rules of a garage sale?
So we do have garage sale rules. I know. And this was one of the things that...
way to ruin it with rules.
And that's why we're doing a free-for-all weekend.
Okay.
But because sometimes you do all this work and then you don't get the traffic you want. So by focusing on one weekend, letting the whole village know that if you want to do this. But the garage sale rules is, again, you do not need a permit for this garage sale. You can, if you always have a garage sale, like every August, you could still have your regular garage sale. Some people love to do
those are permits.
You would still need to apply for a permit and stuff.
But this weekend, no permit.
No permit.
Free for all.
Literally free for all, but not free for all.
Right.
No,
I got
like you said, those stuffed bodies or something. But anyway, so it's going to be 9 to 6. I know some, garage sailors like to get there really early.
Okay.
But 9 to 6, we want to be respectful of your neighbors and stuff. And our garage sale, I know someone had asked me like, well, I don't have a garage, or the garage is off the alley. But this can be in your driveway. It just can't go past the front of your house. It cannot be on the parkway. So you can put things in your backyard, side yard.
When you get to the sidewalk, stop. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Okay. Well, no for sale property should be in your front yard.
Oh, okay.
So it should be
once I get to my front porch. Once I get to the house, don't come further up the driveway.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
That's an important rule because I would have put it way out there. So
yes, because there are people who don't like garage sales.
Okay.
So they may not want everything on the front lawn. So maybe that's where the rule came. These rules were here before me.
All right.
But yeah, so front yard is out. Side yard, garage, driveway, that's all okay.
How do you identify that they're having a garage sale if there's not stuff in the front yard?
Well, you're allowed to have 2 signs.
You get signs.
Yep. So 2 signs. Normally we'd say your permit, but you don't need a permit. So 2 signs, 4 feet by 4 feet. So you put one in your window, one at the start of your pile of stuff.
Can I put like balloons out there?
In your yard, cannot be in the front.
Can't be in the front.
To be, yeah.
Okay.
So, but what we're doing is you can register with the village and there'll be a list. And there's already people registered for our community garage sale. So then the few days before, you can go online and see everyone who's having a garage sale.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense.
And we even made it so you can even put like a 1-line blurb. So maybe if you do have something exotic, or maybe you're featuring all baby clothes, or you have something, like I said, gym equipment, you can kind of put it in there. So at a glance, you can go on our website and see, oh my gosh, there's all these garage sales in the Northwest Quadrant.
That way, if you're just looking for unusual taxidermy,
yes,
you can find the guy that just is doing
you
that.
You can be like, hey, I got all the bobbleheads. Come see me. I mean, whatever.
All right, that makes sense.
So that I was really happy we could do that. So you could go online and do that. If you're, can't find it,
just
give
go to
us
the
a
village
call.
website.
Go to the village website. You could just put in garage sale in the search. Is the
That's
easiest way to find it.
evergreenpark-ill.com, right? Is that what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, whatever you have left over, it's really easy to pack up and donate or save it for that memories to go in the fall if you want to double dip there. But I think it's really cool. It's a great way. We're really hoping it'll be a wonderful weekend that you could just, go for a bike ride, go for a walk with your kids, give them a couple dollars. It could be really, a good time.
Right. Right. It's interesting. You like these garage sales. Garage sales are interesting to me because you have one person who is trying to get rid of stuff, and you have another person who is adding stuff to their home.
Right.
And it depends on what your mentality is on the whole thing. Like me, I'm trying to purge things from my home.
And I think that is our generation.
Right.
Because our parents kept everything.
Yeah, I don't want any of it.
And so now I've inherited a lot of that. Luckily, my mom doesn't listen to a podcast, but it might be a big feature.
Kelly, one of my projects this month, it was so funny. Like my daughter and my sister both said it within like a week of each other. And then I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. I've repainted the entire house. I'm almost done. I'm down to my last room in the house. I've been like steadily repainting the house. And what's funny is as I'm painting, I'm moving furniture and I'm taking things off the walls and I'm taking things off of shelves and they're not returning.
Exactly.
That's what's really funny. Like everybody goes, wow, it looks really nice in here. I'm like, yes, because we've also gotten rid of half the crap.
Absolutely.
And I've taken things off the walls that I don't plan on rehanging.
Right.
And I'm like, what do I do with this thing? And it's really funny. Like I'm purging right now. So I'm definitely a seller at this garage sale.
And we redid our kitchen 2 years ago and we had a very small kitchen. We have a bigger kitchen, but there's still boxes that never made it back in the kitchen. So I literally, because I didn't want to wait till June and I had to get rid of stuff to do the project that we're currently doing in the basement, is I had a small ice cream maker, and one of the neighbors on the street got kids, and I was like, hey, do you want this ice cream maker? And I was so happy someone else can use it. And I think that's another thing. It makes it easier to part with something if you know someone else. It's gone to a good home.
Somebody else is using it.
Like, I found all this stuff. My kids, my son is going to be 23. My daughter's 26. I found all this Play-Doh, different molds and stuff. Like, clearly, we haven't used Play-Doh in our house in 20 years.
Use it.
Right.
They don't want it.
But we have a new family that lives across the street with little kids. I was like, maybe they want this Lilo and Stitch Play-Doh thing. So people will enjoy those things and, put a buck on it. Otherwise, you're just going to put in a landfill.
That's awesome. It's a very good idea. 7th and 8th of June. I like the fact you're promoting it now to get people signed up for it and ready for that weekend.
People are spring cleaning, right? Yes. So you might as well put a box, like one box to sell, one box to donate.
Yeah, now is the time to sign up for it while you're getting all the stuff declutter in your house. It's the perfect time to start preparing for this village-wide garage sale, the 7th and 8th of June. And again, go to evergreenpark-ill.com to sign up for it, and you'll be able to get the list of all different places that you're going. Before I let you go, how is the prom going?
Oh,
we talked about this last time.
Yes, the prom.
55 and older prom.
Absolutely.
Are you getting signups for this?
We are. We've sold some prom tickets. We're doing registration, so we're not doing official prom ticket.
Okay.
But we have had a handful of people already start. We had prom registers on the first day it opened, which was really cool. So again, our prom is May 8th. It's going to be held at the community center from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. We are doing the Golden Age of Hollywood. We got some great sponsors already. The new record shop on 95th is going to be our music sponsor. So they're going to be spinning music from those decades and stuff.
They're perfect for that.
So we're so excited to have them. We're going to have so much fun. And if you haven't been in the record shop yet, I mean, records are totally making a comeback.
You just reminded me of one of the things I wanted to do this weekend, so I'm definitely going in, yes.
Absolutely. And, the owners are so fun that we're so excited.
Yeah, we've been there. Yeah.
We have Messy Cakes is a local baker who is donating for desserts.
Okay.
So she's kind of going with the theme and stuff. So we are looking for more sponsors because we got to get the red carpet and all the good stuff. We have another one donating balloon arch, things like that. So we're looking for sponsors. So contact us at Village Hall if you would like to be a sponsor. And of course, the sponsors' names will be in lights because it's a Hollywood thing. So we got a great prom committee. So we're really looking forward to it. So
will there be a prom king and queen at this prom?
Yes, we will be doing a champagne toast because regular proms should not have alcohol.
You can't do that, but at this one you can.
But so we will have a champagne toast to announce our prom court.
Okay.
So, and if you check out the website, and I think on the email that went out last week, we went to the senior luncheon, the senior council luncheon last month, and there was some prom proposals. So we had posters, will you go to prom with me? So I think that went out on last week's village email, a few pictures from some of the residents that, check yes or no, or just fun. Because prom proposals was not a thing for us.
No, it was not.
And it wasn't even a thing for my kids. Just, like I said, they graduated, 8 years ago.
My prom, the girl I took to the Brother Rice prom, it was the most random thing. I had a girlfriend for most of my senior year. She dumped me after her prom. And I went and found the prettiest girl that I knew my ex-girlfriend thought she was really pretty. And I went and just went for it. Like, I just walked up like, are you going to prom yet? And she's like, no, nobody's asked me. I'm like, you want to go with me?
Yeah.
And then all the guys were like, how did you get her to go to prom? And I'm like, it was that post-breakup like courage that I had. And that was my prom date. Sure. I didn't do a promposal. No. I just went and found her and walked right up.
So we thought we would have a little fun with that with some posters and stuff, but you certainly don't need a promposal.
No.
One of the residents suggested to me when we were talking about it is if anyone has any prom pictures, get them to us at Village Hall. We'll do something fun with that just to see prom pictures from over the years. That would be really cool. Yeah.
All right.
And some of the residents, we are so excited. I know Stacy is a big help with the Stacy Schobel is helping with this, and we've partnered with Office of Citizen Services, so Beth and Sarah from there. We are just having so much fun with planning it. So we're going to be dancing. Like I said, there's going to be heavy appetizers. We are still looking for sponsors, but it is the first time we're doing something like this, so we're pretty excited. I know you might not be able to dance yet because
I'll be ready by then. Oh, maybe I won't be. What day is it on?
you might be the one. It is a Thursday night, May 8th.
Oh, yeah.
5 p.m. I might
not be dancing by then.
Tapping people on the shoulder saying they got to have, what do they say? We went to Catholic high schools.
Right.
Make room for the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, you got to make room for the Holy Ghost. Yeah.
You might be that person. I don't know.
That's funny.
So we're going to have a good time with it.
I'll take that job.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Kelly Duffy, wonderful enough to stop by again. She's your village clerk. And if you want to participate in anything, sponsor the prom or the village, we got the garage sale. You can reach out to her at Village Hall. You can check out the website, evergreenpark-ill.com. Thank you, Kelly.
Thanks a lot, Chris.
Building relationships, supporting the community, and service. These are the things that Country Financial stands for. They're more than just an office you may pass by as you drive through Evergreen Park. They're neighbors who lend a helping hand and support the fabric of your community, including charitable organizations, sports, financial education, and civic organizations. And since Country is already your neighbor, they want to get together and chat. Call your local Country Financial representative, Mike Thauer, today at 708-425-1559 to talk about the things that are important to you and how he can help you protect them. It is now time for your EP podcast, Word on the Street, brought to you by Spoken Vine Wine Bar and Bottle Shop, northeast corner of 95th and Kedzie, with incredible small plates and great wines, including white wines for spring. They're doing tastings several days this month. Get online to their website and sign up now for one of these events. The next one is coming up this Thursday, April 17th at 6 p.m. There's another one, April 27th. That is a Sunday, 3:30 in the afternoon and 6 p.m. Sign up, see more at SpokenVineWines.com. The Office of Citizen Services is offering a two-day trip to Springfield, Illinois. You're going to get to see the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library and Museum, Lincoln Heritage Museum, Lincoln Home National Historical Site, Illinois State Capitol Building, and have dinner the first evening at Maldonar's. Deluxe motor coach transportation and an overnight stay at Comfort Suites, $339 per person. Questions? Give a call, 708-422-8776. Pickleball for Beginners is back, open to adults 21 and over, a two-day class from 1 to 3 p.m. on April 26th and 27th. That is a weekend at the Maple Well Center at 3450 West Maple. The fee is $59. Call the rec department for more questions at 708-229-3373. And remember, the Youth Center will be open April 21st through the 25th next week for spring break activities. Special hours 1 to 6 p.m. There's also a Grandparents Grandkids Day, actually each and every day during that time from 11 until noon. Children 3 and over and their grandparents, fun games and refreshments during spring break. Joining me down here at the 9-foot Homemade Oak Bar, we have a couple of ladies from OSF, a little company of Mary, to talk about National Volunteer Week, which is next week. I think it kicks off on the 20th, so it runs through the entire week, weekend, weekday, whatever. You can volunteer any day of the week. Elizabeth Lawler is here and Ronnie Milers. How are you?
Great.
They are like, I can't believe I'm on a podcast. What am I going to talk about
exactly
on this show? Okay,
yes.
So National Volunteer Week. It struck me as you were sitting down here. It was really funny. We were talking before I got the microphones on about the fact there are so many different volunteering opportunities over at OSF Little Company of Mary. Back when I was younger, I volunteered for a year, I believe it was a full year, at Little Company when I was in the National Honor Society at Brother Rice, and I had not thought about it until the two of you were down here. And then I was like, oh yeah, I did do that to get service hours. And I did deliver meals and walk around and check on people. And there's a lot of different things you can do, right? It's not one set job, correct, Elizabeth?
Correct.
Okay, so what is there?
There's numerous jobs. So first of all, we can take anyone 16 years and above up to retirement age. What you can do is both help and partner with both employees and also our patients. So Ronnie can explain a little bit more about what each opportunity we have.
Yes, so we have various different job assignments for volunteers. They can either help with clerical work and administrative work, such as helping make our patient folders for patients when they first get admitted, to bringing around a comfort cart with different activities for patients.
That sounds like me. See, I'm a people person.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is really weird because a lot of people I don't like, but I'm kind of a people person, and I would want to walk around with the cart and interact with the people. Like, what's on that cart?
Oh, it's like coloring sheets, crosswords,
Decks of cards.
That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to gamble. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, look, you run into an old guy in a hospital. He's ready to gamble his money. That's what I'm looking to do as a volunteer. Is that wrong?
No, we have plenty of those. Yeah, just anything. It could be patient related, or it can be with the departments. Yeah, they take pretty much anybody who's willing to help.
Okay. And so, and do they still do like meal delivery? I want to say that that's what I was doing.
No, we hired people for that.
You got people that do that now. Okay.
You do have volunteers that work in the food and nutrition area.
Okay.
Where it could be stocking in different areas, or it could be helping out with the employees down in the food and nutrition department.
Do you ever lose a volunteer in that building? I have walked around that building a lot over the last year. We've had a lot of people on from OSF to talk about different things that are going on, a lot of medical segments here on the show, which I've really enjoyed. And I generally need a guide. How often do you lose somebody?
We do have volunteers that their specific job is called wayfinding. And they can sit at different locations in the hospital and direct whether it's visitors or patients needing, one-day events that have to come and need to know where their location is. So wayfinding, we definitely got you covered.
Yeah.
What kind of people normally volunteer? Because, I guarantee right now somebody's listening to this, or if it's up on YouTube watching this, and they may have never done it before. They've probably told themselves 1,000 times, one of these days I'm going to volunteer and do something. I'm going to give back, and then life gets busy. But what type of people do you normally get that show up and want to help out?
Anybody. We have students, again, 16 and up, until our oldest volunteer is 87 and still thriving.
I love that.
Anybody who's willing to want to volunteer and come and join us, we will gladly get them onboarded to help us.
I love that the 87-year-old's doing that. My neighbor years ago, who is now passed on, the first neighbor I had, I've been in this house for almost 20 years, and the first neighbor I had, he was 90-some years old, and he would climb up on his roof every year to fix the shingles. And I would yell at him, "John, you're going to die up there." He goes, "I'm going to die if I stop moving." And that's what he did.
True.
And so the idea of volunteering and still doing things, even in your retirement, in your older age, I think that kind of keeps the blood going. That's a really good idea. So I would imagine that is the reason why you have somebody of that age that's walking around trying to help out.
And you know what's nice about that community of retirees that have been with us for so long is they rely on each other as the community that they are, they meet up in our office before they go off on their assignments. They might have lunch together. So it's just a real sense of community, especially for the retired community that is here with us.
You get to meet people when
Yes.
you're volunteering. And so that's one of the big pluses. And then I would imagine, though, somebody who's thinking about doing it might be worried that they're going to have to do something they don't want to do. So when they walk in the door, like let's say somebody isn't a people person, like I don't want to talk to any people, or like I don't want to be put in a position where like I'm not really good in communicating with people. So people have different things they're strong at and weak at. Is there like a list when they walk in and they can just be like, "I'm good at this, but please don't make me do this"?
So when we're doing the onboarding process for a volunteer, they get to choose their assignment.
Okay.
So I tell them what's available, times and dates, and then they tell me, "I don't want to see patients. I just want to work and do clerical work." Then we choose a clerical assignment and they stick with that. If they're a little more open, then will be other clerical things to do in different departments. But if they're not a people person, you do not have to sit there with patients. I won't force you. I'd rather you tell me that you rather sit and do something else versus being with people.
And volunteers have come to you and actually asked for changing of assignments.
Yes.
They get used to things. They see something else and they go, I want to
They're like,
go
I want to try that. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of that, like the two of you clearly work for OSF. You're not volunteering your time. This is your career. But there must be some reason why you gravitated to this. Did you volunteer someplace else? Is it something that you do on the side outside of what you do for OSF Little Company Mary? How did you end up in this program?
I've been volunteering since I was a teenager. In my previous jobs, I've always been the one to take the volunteer days and help out at the pet, like the pound and things like that. So when this job opportunity came, I was ready to help and navigate new volunteers and get a program thriving again. So, yeah.
Helps to kind of understand
Yes.
the volunteer because you've
Yes.
done the volunteering.
And I volunteered as well. One of my first volunteer jobs was working at a hospital, and I was an English major, so I actually did their brochure, the volunteer
okay.
brochure, and volunteered over the years for different boards and just out in the Epilepsy Center of Chicago, different walks, things like that. So yes, I think it just kind of gravitated, like we're people, and that helps, just being with people. And we have maybe 80 volunteers.
You got 80 right now. You were
Yeah.
telling me before there was a downturn when COVID hit,
Yes.
which is understandable in a hospital. You guys had a lot of restrictions, and there
Yes.
some people probably were like, I just can't go do it right now, or you didn't have the need for volunteers. I don't know the exact reason, but you probably are still building it back up. That's the thing that everybody kind of forgets. It's 2025. It feels like it was so long ago, even though when you were in it, you felt like it was never going to end. But like local businesses are still feeling it. There are restaurants that are closing now that it's because of the stuff that happened 4 or 5 years ago to them that they never recovered from. I would imagine you guys are still building back your volunteer base.
Definitely. And what I have noted is Ronnie's at least talking to maybe 3 volunteer
3 to
potentials
5
a week.
New potential volunteers a week. Yeah, they call, email. I just try to keep up and get them going because I don't want to lose that momentum they have.
Are you doing something special for National Volunteer Week next week? Again, the 20th through the 26th is National Volunteer Week. But are you guys doing anything special for it, or is this just kind of a call to action?
Oh, yes. We are going to appreciate all our nice 85 volunteers we have.
Okay.
I've made the theme of Heroes Among Us, which is a superhero theme so each day would be different. There'll be plenty of snacks and things going around. Anything else?
Just like little tidbits like throughout the day, or each day where they can come into the office and grab, something grab and go. On Tuesday, the 22nd, we're actually having the mass.
Okay.
And then followed by the volunteer luncheon in our big space. And again, with Ronnie's theme of the superhero, it lends us to so many creative ways to honor them because they really are our superheroes. So that'll be, the big day will be the 22nd, yes. But then every day of the week will be something like a little giveaway or lunch item.
If somebody wants to volunteer, how do they join up with OSF Little Company of Mary?
I think the quickest way would to be emailing me or to call our office.
All right, you want to give it out?
Oh, yes.
Throw that email on the podcast.
So my email is ronnie.milers@osfhealthcare.org.
All right, so Ronnie is Ronnie. Mm-hmm. Milers is, and I don't have it in front of me.
Yes, a dot. MYLERS.
All right.
At osfhealthcare.org.
I always make people spell it out because it's the emails, right? There's like somebody's going to be sitting there thinking it's Ronnie with a Y. They're wrong. They're wrong, but my name gets misspelled so many. My last name's Lanuti. You know how bad my name gets misspelled? That's why I'm always like, throw it out there, get the whole thing kind of written out.
Right. Yes.
So email you.
Yes.
Okay.
Or you
can phone call.
What's the number?
708-229-5280.
Maybe one of the things we could discuss too is the requirements to be.
Oh, well then let's get the Look, we're not taking just anybody to volunteer.
Well, some
of you are not getting in. Okay, so
no, everyone can get in.
Okay.
Just to be prepared when you do apply, we do have an application, a background check, an employee health appointment, as well as you make it to the end, it will be volunteer orientation. So just be prepared for those things when you do apply.
That makes sense.
Yes.
I think if you're going to interact with people and you're going to be inside of a building.
It's similar to what all the mission partners
Yes.
have to do before they become employees.
Well, I would hope we're checking people.
Yes.
I might be a people person, but I'm a suspicious people person. Okay, so I'm glad we're doing that. Well,
Yes.
Elizabeth, Ronnie, thanks so much for coming down here. Good luck with National Volunteer Week. And again, give that number one more time. What's the phone number?
708-229-5280.
All right, get out and volunteer. I've done it over there before. I didn't even
It's actually
remember until they
fun.
were
It's
down
great.
here. It's fun. It's fun. You're going to have a good time. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's the EP Podcast. All things Evergreen Park. It's the EP Podcast. Evergreen Park.